old internet was free. The new one comes with a toll booth.
And Link holds the keys. Now, I know that sounds dramatic, but the idea is actually stupidly simple. The internet was built on open protocols like TCP/IP, HTTP, and SMTP. Those protocols changed the world, but they had no native way to charge somebody every time they used them. So the infrastructure created an almost unimaginable amount of value, while most of that value was captured by the companies built on top of it. Google, Amazon, Facebook. The apps got rich. The underlying rails did not. Chainlink flips that model. Chainlink is not trying to become another bank. It is not trying to become another app. And it does not need to become another blockchain. It is building the connective layer that allows blockchains to communicate with real-world data, existing financial systems, and other blockchains. Prices, payments, proof of reserves, asset transfers, events happening outside the blockchain. Because think about it. When a smart contract needs trusted information or needs to move value between two completely different systems, that connection has to come from somewhere. That is the toll booth. And here is the part people keep missing. An institution does not even need to understand crypto. It does not need to buy Link. It does not need to explain tokens to its board. And it does not need to hold Link on its balance sheet. It can pay using the currency it already uses, while the payment layer converts those fees into Link underneath the hood. They see a normal road. The network sees traffic. And Link sits inside the economic layer, capturing value from that usage. That is the model. And this is also why the setup is so unusual. You did not need a Silicon Valley allocation. You did not need access to some insider funding round. You did not need an IPO allocation. You did not need a board seat. Retail had access before most institutions even understood what the infrastructure was. Regular people helped fund the rails. Now the institutions are arriving to use them. And no, this is not just crypto Twitter fan fiction. Swift, DTCC, ANZ, Euroclear, major banks, asset managers, telecommunications companies, they have already tested or used Chainlink infrastructure in real financial workflows. Different companies, different systems, different jurisdictions, but the exact same problem. How do you connect everything without rebuilding the entire financial system from scratch? Chainlink. Now zoom out. Stablecoin legislation, tokenization pilots, corporate patents, government research, bank experiments. Each headline looks boring by itself. Honestly, most of them are boring by themselves. But when you put them together, they start looking like the legal and technical rails for a new financial internet being installed right in front of us. And this is where the thread gets a little weird. DARPA shut down its LifeLog project a few months after the Facebook launched. Now, that does not prove there was some secret handoff. It proves absolutely nothing by itself. It is just one hell of a coincidence. But it does show us a familiar pattern. Complicated infrastructure gets researched quietly. A private network makes that infrastructure usable. Then years later, everybody depends on it, without ever thinking about what is sitting underneath. Chainlink is Facebook, but for finance. Not because it wants your vacation photos, because it could turn obscure, complicated infrastructure into a default layer used by banks, applications, blockchains, and governments, without the public ever really seeing it. ARPANET began in 1969. The web became mainstream decades later. Mobile internet took another cycle after that. Infrastructure takes time. You do not notice a protocol while it is being built. You notice it after everything already runs on it. Nobody wakes up excited to use TCP/IP. They just use the internet. That is the Chainlink bet. The old internet had no native business model. The new financial internet starts with monetization baked directly into the infrastructure. This time, the toll booth came first. Chainlink holds the pass. Pay attention. Or pay
pay the toll.